further ado, I'll turn things over to our performer for tonight. Please join me in welcoming Martin Thomas.
Wow, look at this great crowd. Can I ask who is interested in hearing original music, songs that you haven't heard yet, or raise a hand? Pretty good crowd. And songs from the American Songbook? Same? Okay. Mixture, and then the Americana, sing-along stuff? Okay. All right then. That's good. Then I'll start out with a song I wrote sitting in the hot springs of Glenwood Canyon, Colorado. The train came along the railroad tracks and sounded like the chorus of this song. And I was with my friend Norman King, and some of the locals were calling us river rats because we were sitting in those hot springs quite a bit, so we called it the River Rat Rag. The sing-along part. And the sing-along part sounds like a train. So I think you'll know what to do and when to do it. All right. How's that level? Oh, let's turn it on, right? Is that? There we go. Okay. Midnight train in Glenwood coming round the bend. Midnight train in Glenwood, I'll meet you there, my friend. Leaving Colorado, headed westward bound. Going to California, second time around. Hey, that's the train part. Hey, the river rat ran. Hey, hey, the river rat ran. Hanging with some good folks at the library in a friendly town called USC. Get a rag, get a rag. Hey, the river rat ran. If you feel inspired to dance and sing, you help the troubadour really swing. Get a rag, get a rag. Hey, the river rat rag. Yeah. Hey, the river rat rag. Hey, hey, the river rat rag. Midnight train in Glenwood coming round the bend. Midnight train in Glenwood, I'll meet you there, my friend. And leaving Colorado, headed westward bound. Going to California, 14th time around. Take it home. Hey, 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 the river rat rag. Hey, 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 the river rat rag. Hey, the river rat rag. Thank you. Here's another Hot Spring song written by my friend Norman. He wrote in the Cougar Hot Spring song, so he calls it the Cougar Hot Spring song. In the chilly hours of dawn, before the rising of the sun, there waits beneath the leaves of forest green The magic of the ages once hid between the pages of the scriptures of the wizards, now unseen. And you can't touch the melting mist with the first rays of the light, or taste the sweet early morning dew, or feel the same vibrations that were so long ago. Before the dawn of man, when time was new. Oh, but magic, as you say, is just a game that children play. It's a fantasy, it's a dream, it's a harmless lie. But is it such a fantasy compared to our reality, where the only way to heaven is to die? And you can't touch the melting mist with the first rays of the light, or taste the sweet early morning dew, or feel the same vibrations that were so long ago. Before the dawn of man, when time was new. In the chilly hours of dawn, before the rising of the sun, there awaits beneath the leaves of forest green the magic of the ages, once hid between the pages of the scriptures of the wizards, now unseen. You can't touch the melting mist with the first rays of the light, or taste the sweet early morning dew, or feel the same vibrations that were so long ago. Before the dawn of man, when time was new. Before the dawn of man, when time was new. Norman King. Here's another song written by another friend of mine, and I'm going to change harmonicas. I don't know if any of you play harmonica, but there are two ways to play harmonica. One is straight harp, which is what I played that time, and cross harp is the first song. Straight harp, if you have a C harmonica, you play in the key of C. Cross harp, you play in a different key than what the harmonica is. Frequently it's up a fourth, but sometimes it's down a whole step. This song's called The Gypsy Trail, written by my friend Coyote, Texas songwriter. Shooting stars, crossing paths in a galaxy where there are no maps. A gypsy's trail doesn't last, but I find you when I need to. I met you first in Santa Cruz. Looking back, I was just a child. Rendezvousing with an old street gang, we were crisscrossing paths like wild. You played a handmade dulcimer with nails bent over for frets. You told me I had gentle hands in a way no one forgets. I don't remember who had the idea, but soon we headed north. Hitchhiking with the stories we told, bravado pouring forth. By the very next day I was totally drained. It was that brought me down. So I turned on Highway 101 and headed back to Frisco town. Shooting stars, crossing paths in a galaxy where there are no maps. A gypsy's trail doesn't last, but I find you when I need to. I met you next by a mountainside. You were carrying a lighter pack, while I had just taken a fall from the sky and I didn't want to give it back. You mentioned money, I mentioned fruit. Soon we headed west. At Grand Junction, the trees were bare. Someone offered us a place to rest. The church served lunch in a local cafe. That night I slept by your side. With desperate passion headed east on a freight across the Great Divide. When we got back to town, you chided me, saying, why do you move with such speed? I said, I thought I was calm. I guess I was not. You can tell I was in great need. Shooting stars, crossing paths in a galaxy where there are no maps. A gypsy's trail doesn't last, but I find you when I need to. Last at a festival of music by the sea. By the way you played on my guitar, I figured you'd forgiven me. For once in our lives we weren't feeling lost, confused around a place. Like a well-said road sign in your path, you acknowledged the smile on my face. With the moon above, we joked around about having a one-night stand. I said I'd invite you to my tent if I had one on hand. You said you'd do the same for me, but your lover might mind. So with the stars above, we sang and laughed, and in the morning we shined. Shooting stars, crossing paths in a galaxy where there are no maps. A gypsy's trail doesn't last, but I find you when I need to. Shooting stars, crossing paths in a galaxy where there are no maps. A gypsy's trail doesn't last, but I find you when I need to. Oh, I find you when I need you. The Gypsy Trail. All right, here's another song. Play another one of my friend's songs. This is Frank Hill's song. And a little bit of a story with this one. I was going to the Kerrville Folk Festival several years, and I met Frank back in the mid-90s, and I hadn't seen him in a long time, and so I'm sitting kind of at the crossroads of the they call it the Kerr Tree store. Everything has Kerr in front of it at the Kerrville Folk Festival. And so a guy comes up to me, I'm sitting there eating my breakfast burrito, and he says, how's your festival going? I said, oh, it's pretty good, but you know, there's a couple of people I'd like to see I haven't seen yet. Frank Hill's one of them. About a minute later, here comes Frank Hill and sits down right across from me. And I'm like, wow, how do you like that? It's like the third day of the festival. And then, so this is one of Frank's songs. Frank's quite an icon in Texas. A lot of people do his music. Peter Rowan, one of them. Time is a bandit. Time is a bandit. Time is a thief. Of the years he will rob you, moments you cheat. Stop the world on its axis with one special smile. or the glance of a lover, or the laugh of a child. If I had a genie in a lantern of gold, I would not ask for pleasures, no fortunes untold. Please do not give me power or the sweet gift of rhyme. If you grant me 3 wishes, make each one of them time. 'Cause where are the moments, hours and days, months into years, all stolen away? Poets aren't beggars, and outlaws a few, but time is a bandit that stole me from you. Time is a bandit that stole me from you. I'm gonna shorten it. Frank Hill. So I was walking down the road with my friend Norman, and Norman said to me, you know, I'm not here for a long time or a hard time. I'm just here for a short time and a good time. And I said, wow, that sounds like a song. We did that a lot. And I came up with this one. It's another sing-along. You already know the words. Just put a little hey, hey, hey in front of it. And so the sing-along part goes like, hey, we're not here for a long time. So hey, we're not here for a hard time. I said, hey, we're just here for a short time. Which leads me to believe that we're here for a good time. Got it? Well, some people can't think of nothing to sing but a sad song. Well, it don't bother me much, but I won't listen too long. 'Cause life's too short to be sitting here singing about crying too long. And it breaks my stride, made me question my reason for trying. I said, hey, we're not here for a long time. That's right. So hey, we're not here for a hard time. I said, hey, we're just here for a short time. Which leads me to believe that we're here for a good time. Here for a long time. So hey, we're not here for a hard time. I said, hey, we're just here for a short time. Which leads me to believe that we're here for a good time. That's right. Rocking around with the rubber tramp, sniffing out hot springs. Oh man, I blew my own words. Call the pleasure police, I can't get no relief from the good things. Chorus. Hey, we're not here for a long time. That's good. So hey, we're not here for a hard time. I said, hey, we're just here for a short time. Which leads me to believe that we're here for a good time. said it leads me to believe that we're here for a good time. A friend of mine had a radio show. Does anyone know Joanne Quinn Smith? She's also known as the Techno Granny. Any Techno Granny fans out there? Okay, well, Joanne had a radio show, and she said, Martin, will you write a song for my show? Then I'll just use it in the beginning and the ending of my show. And I said, sure, I'll try that. This is another sing-along song. So every time I say in the burg, you just shout back, in the burg. It's pretty easy. Okay, want to try it? In the burg, in the burg. That's it. Now one more time with enthusiasm. Okay? Now you'll know what to do. Down on the corner, just the end of any street, there might be a cool place to play. Monday through Sunday, good musicians you will meet. Everyone has something to say. The girls are pretty, the boys are ugly to the bone, but at least they can play. If you're like we are, you like jamming every night, so come on down to Pittsburgh, PA. Ready? In the burg, Pittsburgh, jamming out in Pittsburgh, PA. In the burg, Pittsburgh, everyone has something to say. In the burg. Heinz 86, Heinz 57, Father Heinz, what's with that name? Check out those Steeler fans, you'll never hear them say out loud, it's only a game. Chili Billy, Bruno Sammartino, Jonas Salk, Mario Lemieux, Techno Granny, Dodo Marmarosa, Fanny Falk. It's still just a few at the burg, in the burg. Pittsburgh, jamming out in Pittsburgh, PA. In the burg, Pittsburgh, everyone has something to say. In the burg, 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 in the burg. Yeah, that's it. All right, let's see. Here's one by my friend Fiddle Willie. Fiddle Willie was on the Porter Wagner show when he was a little boy. If you ever see reruns of the Porter Wagner show, the little kid with the big guitar and the glasses, that's Fiddle Willie, who's now kind of like a tramp living outside and drinking about a pint a day. But he's a good songwriter and a good musician too. So he writes a good song. I drive a 53 Coupe de Ville. She barely make it to the top of the hill, but she runs like a striped-ass deer on down the other side. A case of Bud and a quart of Jack. I'm leaving Texas and I won't look back. Say I'm going to Louisiana, gonna wreck my mind. Oh, Louisiana is a place to go. They party hard and the bars don't close. Everybody be raising hell, drinking homemade wine. They crawdads and dirty rice. Dixie beer sure tastes nice. Say I'm going to Louisiana, gonna wreck my mind. Oh. I drive a 53 Coupe de Ville. She barely make it to the top of the hill, but she runs like a striped-ass deer on down the other side. A case of Fun and a quart of Jack. I'm leaving Texas and I won't look back. Say I'm going to Louisiana, gonna wreck my mind. Louisiana is a place to go. They party hard and the bars don't close. Everybody be raising hell, drinking homemade wine, and crawdads and dirty rice. Dixie beer sure tastes nice. Say we're going to Louisiana, gonna wreck my mind. Say we're going to Louisiana, gonna wreck my mind. Oh. All right. Tell you what, I'll do one more of one of my buddies, and then I'll switch over to play some of the Americana, not the Americana, Great American Songbook. We'll do some of those that you know. All right. I'd like to do this song my friend Norman wrote. Show you what kind of a guy he is. The story's the true one. And he calls it the Old Man Song. And every musician, I know there's some musicians out here, right? I know a couple of them anyways. Every musician knows an old man like this. Well, I met him in a tavern in Atlanta, sitting in a corner sipping wine. And his face lit up when he saw my old guitar. And Lord, you should have seen his old ass shine. He said, son, don't try to live off that old guitar. Don't ever get to thinking you're a star. He said, son, don't pour your life into your fingers. Those old guitars will only break your heart. He said, would you mind if I played your old guitar? It's been so long since I had one of my own. And I love to strum the blues and sing a love song, 'cause that keeps me from feeling so alone. You can see, come and hit it. He said, son, don't try to live off that old guitar. Don't ever get to thinking you're a star. He said, son, don't pour your life into your fingers. Those old guitars will only break your heart. Well, I listened to him till the bar was closing, and he must have done at least 100 songs. And everybody listened to his music. There was magic in the air the whole night long. He said, son, don't try to live off that old guitar. And don't ever get to thinking you're a star. He said, son, don't pour your life into your fingers. Those old guitars will only break your heart. Well, I had to do a show the next night in Upper St. Clair, and I thought about the things the old man said, and I knew that he was wrong about my music. So I left that guitar with a note that read, it read, please don't put the blame on this old guitar, 'cause she's not the reason that you're not a star. Put your love and life in music, not in money. And this old guitar will never break your heart. This old guitar will never break your heart. Yeah, Norman was a good teacher for me. Taught me a lot of things. Matter of fact, I'll come back to his songs because, as some of you might have noticed, I'm playing a right-handed guitar, left-handed, and I was watching him play for about 20 minutes, and he was playing my friend Lisa's guitar, an old antique classical, and his was leaning against the tree, and everyone kept saying to him, I can't believe you're playing upside down and backwards. Upside down and backwards. I picked up his guitar upside down and backwards. I said, what chord is that, Norman? And I shocked myself. I was playing. He says, there's another one like that. I played it. He says, there's one more like that. And I played it. He said, now you can do about half the songs I know. Those 3 chords, G, C, and D. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's play some American songbook songs, and then we can come back to this. I've been on a Hoagie Carmichael kick recently. Any Hoagie Carmichael fans out there? Here we are, out of cigarettes, holding hands and yawning. Look how late it gets. Two sleepy people by dawn's early light, and too much in love to say goodnight. Here we are, in our cozy chair, holding hands, picking on a wishbone from the frigid air. Two sleepy people, nothing to say, and too much in love to break away. Do you remember the nights we used to tarry in the hall? Your papa didn't like it at all. Do you remember the reason why we married in the fall? To rent this little nest, get a bit of rest. Here we are, just about the same. Foggy little fella, drowsy little dame. Two sleepy people by dawn's early light, and too much in love to say good night. Ready? The night was mighty dark, so you could hardly see, for the moon refused to shine. Couple sitting underneath the willow tree, for love they pine. The little maid was kinda scared of darkness, so she said, I better go. Boy began to sigh, looked up at the sky, told the moon his little tale of woe. Oh, shine on, harvest moon, up in the sky. I had no loving since January, February, June, or July. Snow time ain't no time to stay outdoors and spoon. So shine on, harvest moon, for me and my gal. If you know the words, by all means, feel free to sing along. If you don't know the words, you can just make them up, or doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Bésame mucho. Each time. Oh yeah, there's some great songs, aren't there? Grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worries on that doorstep. We'll just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. Can't you hear that pitter-pat? And the happy tune is your step. Well, life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with those blues on parade, but now I'm not afraid. This rover crossed over. If I never have a cent, I'll be rich as Rockefeller, with gold dust at my feet on the sunny, on that sunny, yes, that sunny side of the street. She just got here yesterday. Things are hot here now, they say. There there's a big change in town. Gals are jealous, there's no doubt. Still the fellas rave about sweet Georgia Brown. And ever since she came, all the people claim, oh, no gal maid has got a shade on sweet Georgia Brown. 2 left feet, but oh so neat is sweet Georgia Brown. They all sigh and wanna die for sweet Georgia Brown. I'll tell you just why. You know I don't lie, not much. It's been said she knocks 'em dead when she lands in town. Since she came, why it's a shame how she cools 'em down. Fellas she can get, fellas that she ain't met. Georgia named her, Georgia claimed her, sweet Georgia Brown. The moon belongs to everyone. The best things in life are free. The stars belong to everyone. They gleam there for you and me. The flowers of spring, the robins of spring, the moonbeams that shine, they're yours, they're mine, and love can come to everyone. The best things in life are free. The flowers of spring, the robins that sing, the moonbeams that shine, they're yours, they're mine, and love can come to everyone. The best things in life are free. Yeah. All right, I'm going to switch gears here for a minute. Here's a song that I wrote with Helene over there. We call it the Mardi Gras Queen. Of course, we borrowed some. She went out that night just to escape and explore, and maybe even meet someone. And all the guys watched as she walked out on the floor. Everybody wants some fun. He just got the green light from the Mardi Gras Queen. Then while she vanished in the crowd, so he froze in place till she looked into his face and read his feelings right out loud. Then they danced in a trance. Everybody knew the score at a glance. So sublime, right on time. Some were heating up that day and some would look the other way, but I wouldn't. She won't let him kiss her till he brushes his teeth, or in the bed without a bath. But what she likes best is what he does with the beat, and how he always makes her laugh. And then they dance in a trance. Everybody knew the score at a glance. Step and slide, park and ride, just like you've seen on TV. Puddin'. Yeah, let's see here. Here's another one of my songs. Come love to me. Come love to me. All alone this windy night, I'm waiting for you. Pour some hope into my life. and find a home in me. Come love, come run through me. Come love, come run through me. Silence of the summer rain is sweeping through me. Nights like this again and again. I kissed the rain and it spoke to me. Come love, come rescue me. Come love, come rescue me. From me to you in winds of blue. The storm in me gets lost in you. For there I am found. I kissed the rain and it felt like you. Thank you. Come love, that song. All right, I have an audience participations. This song was actually the theme to a TV show back in the 60s. And it was written by somebody very famous. And I don't know how many more clues I can give you without giving it away, but one more clue. The melody was played by a trumpet. And I'm wondering if you might know what TV show this song was associated with. Oh, let me play it. Okay, maybe I can play it right and that might help, huh? Okay. That's the trump part. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Melancholy Serenade, written by Jackie Gleason. That was a Jackie Gleason show. Remember that? When the wah, 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 wah. Yeah. I heard that and I thought, wow, that's a nice song. So, let's see here. How about, I want to get the book out because, no, you know what, let's do a couple of songs you know. Here's one my mother would sing to me. Just because you think you're so pretty, just because you think you're so hot, just because you think you got something that nobody else has got, you cause me to spend all my money. You laugh and call me old Santa Claus. I'm telling you, baby, I'm through with you just because. Well, there will come a time when you'll be lonesome. There will come a time when you'll be blue. There will come a time when old Santa won't buy all these gifts for you. You caused me to spend all my money. You laugh and call me old Santa Claus. I'm telling you, baby, I'm through with you because, just because, just because.
Yeah. All right, like I said, I've been on a Hoagie Carmichael kick recently, and he really wrote some beautiful songs. I didn't know it. He wrote Heart and Soul. Did you da 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 da? I didn't know that for a long time, and then I bought a book of his music, and that was in there. I thought, wow. And of course, he wrote Georgia on My Mind, and Skylark. You know Skylark? Beautiful song. He wrote that for his friend Bix, the trumpet player Bix Bagback, yeah. And this one, of course. Sometimes I wonder why I spend each lonely night dreaming of a song. A melody haunts my reveries, and I am once again with you when our love was new, and each kiss an inspiration. But that was long ago. Now my consolation is in the stardust of a song beside a garden wall. When stars are bright, you are in my arms. The nightingale tells his fairy tale, a paradise where roses bloom, though I dream in vain. In my heart it will remain, my stardust melody, the memory of love's refrain. Yeah, Stardust. No one to talk with all by myself, no one to walk with, but I'm happy on the shelf. In misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you, and you, and you, and you. I know for certain the one I love. I'm through with flirting, it's just young's I'm thinking of. In misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. Like Jack Horner in the corner, don't go nowhere, what do I care? Your kisses are worth waiting for, believe me. I don't stay out late, don't care to go. I'm home about 8, just being my videos. And misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. Fats Waller. You know, I just thought of a song a friend of mine used to do. Very pretty song. It's kind of a sing-along song. Johnny Mercer wrote this one. Dream, it's the thing to do. Just watch the smoke rings rise in the air. You'll find your share of memories there. Oh, dream, when the day is through. Dream, and they might come true. Things never are as bad as they seem. So dream, dream, dream. Yeah, that's a pretty one. You know, here's another pretty one. Oh, how we danced on the night we were wed. We vowed our true love, though a word wasn't said. The world was in gloom, there were stars in the sky, except for the few that were there in your eyes. Dear, as I held you so close in my arms, angels were singing a hymn to your charms. Two hearts gently beating were murmuring low, my darling, I love you so. The night seemed to fade into blossoming dawn. The sun shone anew, but the dance lingered on. If we could relive that sweet moment sublime, we'd find that our love was unaltered by time. Dear, as I held you so close in my arms, angels were singing a hymn to your charms. Two hearts gently beating were murmuring low, my darling, I love you so. Yeah. Well, I'm getting the high sign saying that that's about, is that right? I guess. Okay, so I told you I'd play you another song, and I'd like to get back on guitar. Is that what you were trying to tell me?
Oh, what?
Oh, no? Okay, never mind. Thank you. Okay. Okay. All right. I used to play with an old man, Dale Fogel, and he was a tinkerer. And I said, Dale, you know, I'm tired of chasing around that little harmonica harness. When I'd go this way, it would go that way. When I went that way, it went that way. I said, I think I'd like to make something that grabs onto the guitar, and that way I can kind of maneuver it better. He said, well, make a cardboard pattern, like what you think you want to do, and then we'll discuss it. So I did, and we discussed it, and this is the third one I've made, and works very well, actually. I have a lot more control over it. So let's see here. Well, sometimes you have to avoid certain notes, certain reeds on the harmonicas. So here's a sing-along song written by my friend Norman King about a gypsy woman named Lily Swann. And there's a little bit of Lily in everyone. It's a sing-along song. The sing-along part goes like this. Well, la 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 la. And I've loved you forever, Lily Swann. I've loved you forever, Lily Swann. Well, oh, Lily Swann, first you're here, then you're gone. And I know I can't hold you very long. And I wouldn't even try, Lily Swans have to fly. And I love you like you are, Lily Swann. And oh, Lily Swann, you really turned me on. Then you told me to put it in my song. Now I sing this song for you, and I'll swear that it's true. I'll never tie you down, Lily Swann. Now we sing la la la, ready? And la 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 la. And I've loved you forever, Lily Swann. And oh, Lily Swann, I'll still love you when you're gone. Sweet Lily, I want you to understand that I've always been your man, held your love with open hands, and I've loved you forever, Lily Swann. Now we sing la 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 again. And la 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 and I've loved you forever, Lily Swann. Of course, I got to play some harmonica. Well, oh, Lily Swann, first you're here, then you're gone. And I know I can't hold you very long. And I wouldn't even try, Lily Swans have to fly. And I love you like you are, Lily Swann. And oh, Lily Swann, you really turned me on. Then you told me to put it in my song. Now I sing this song for you, and I'll swear that it's true. I'll never tie you down, Lily Swann. La la la, here we go. And la 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 and I've loved you forever, Lily Swann. Yes, I've loved you forever, Lily Swann. Thank you. Well, Norman and I were traveling under the name Coyote because we had some harmonies that we sang a lot on. And he was Native American, Choctaw, Cherokee. He said he was born in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. That's Texas, just on the Oklahoma side. And so we wrote this song together. We called it Coyote. And there's a sing-along part towards the end. It's just coyote noises. So if you feel like making that noise anytime during this song, it would be just fine. Okay? Yeah, that's it. There's a coyote howling on the prairie. You can hear him calling to his kind. And he sings the same songs he's been singing since before two-leggeds brought their thought of time. Oh, coyote, a trickster, you're playing just to play. You don't care about winning, 'cause you're winning anyway. You're a spirit of an agua, you know another way. Coyote, trickster, you're playing just to play. Hey. As I lay my body down in the sagebrush, in the bosom of my mother made of clay, and I can't help but dreaming from the songs you're singing. Coyote, you're my brother anyway. Oh, coyote, you trickster, you're playing just to play. You don't care about winning, but what is winning anyway? Take your power from the Nagua, but honor while you play. Coyote, you trickster, you're playing just to play. Oh, yeah. Here's another one we wrote together. It's a shorty. But come on over if you got time. It don't matter if you ain't got a dime. Guaranteed to make you smile if you just sit down and listen a while. Paranoia's a waste of time. It's a bad habit, it'll tie your mind. We prefer to sing all night 'cause it makes our bodies feel alright. We like playing music on the street, goofing with the people that we meet. The kazoo. Come on over if you got the time. It don't matter if you ain't got a dime. Guaranteed to make you smile if you just sit down and listen a while. Just playing. Here's a song written by a friend of mine named Debbie D. A really beautiful songwriter. And she used to play with a woman they called Cherokee Rose. And her family walked the Trail of Tears and ended up somewhere in South Austin. And they carried a piece of the rose bush, and they planted it. And according to the legend, the rose bush is still growing down there in South Texas. So she used to play guitar and sing their songs with Rose and Townes Van Zandt and Blaze Foley on Cherokee Mary's porch. Cherokee Rose, Cherokee Mary. So here's what she wrote for Mary, also known as Rose. Through the midst of time and the thin red line, the occasional dime, they were such painful times. Come a Cherokee Rose with a name nobody knows. But it was Mary that was one of her names, yes, yes. Her family walked the trail of tears, yes, yes. Brought the Cherokee Rose from Tennessee way down home. To this day it blooms down on Mary's Creek, down in deep South Austin where she's gone to sleep. Gone to sleep, but she's not forgotten. She lives in the music that was there begotten. Through the midst of time and the thin red line. Well, we spoke of things like how each one felt. We threw our wishes in a wishing well. We cast our dreams in the hands of the power of love. Her eyes were deep and her path was red. She knew me a long, long time, she said. When the redbirds fly, I remember when the Cherokee Rose was full of them. Through the midst of time and the thin red line. Down on Mary's Creek, down in deep South Austin where she's gone to sleep. Gone to sleep, but she's not forgotten. She lives in the music that was there begotten. Through the midst of time and the thin red line. Down in deep South Austin where she's gone to sleep. Gone to sleep, but she's not forgotten. She lives in the music that was there begotten. Through the midst of time and the thin red line. Through the midst of time and the thin red line. Debbie D. Here's another one of Debbie D's songs. She said she was working on it 7 years. And then the week that I met her, she finished it. So, special song for me. La 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 la. Just sing along too. La 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 la. 2 times. La 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 la. Well, I went to the desert to find good measure my eyes can finally see. Wake up from all your old bad dreams. When you were asleep, you were in so deep that you didn't hear me call. Louder than your beating heart with your back against the wall. It's money that matters and greed that shatters this feeling we call hope. The eye of the pyramid is winking at you. I hope you all get the joke. The eye of the pyramid is winking at you. I hope you all get the joke. La la la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 Well, you can't get far with an old tip jar, but the people have been kind. As I run from the shadows of the loves I've known in the towns along the line. For an Anthony dollar, I'll give you a holler that's bound to blow your mind. So pick up your butts when you dance on the sidewalk, and your bare feet will be fine. Don't burn your souls on an old bad habit, and your bare feet will be fine. Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. So I stick out my thumb on that old 290, that's the road from Austin town. And the people with room in their cars and their hearts is the way I get around. There's a place in my heart for a highwayman who helped me when I was down. But pick up your butts when you dance on the sidewalk, let your feet fly on the sound. When your bare feet hit the ground, lie, lie, lie. La 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 la. All right. Well, here's a song that I wrote. And, you know, a lot of times you have to modify your songs. I lived in Los Angeles for a while, and there was this one club that we would go down to and play. It was down on Cahuenga Boulevard. And it's called the Natural Fudge Cafe. So I wrote this song. I thought it was a neat little song for the Natural Fudge Cafe. And like the next week, they changed their name. It's like, wow. So I was talking to Helene about that. She says, well, try to come up with like a generic name, right? And so we worked on it, and then we came up with this one. The What Do You Say Cafe, right? You could start a cafe and say, it's called the What Do You Say Cafe. Everybody's got something to say, right? Call the boys, let's all go down, we'll get together at the What Do You Say Cafe. Catch the noise from Tinseltown, it don't get better at the What Do You Say Cafe. Oh fellas, oh no, oh mama, changing the words really messes stuff up sometimes, you know. Let's try that. Call the boys, let's all go down, we'll get together at the What Do You Say Cafe. It's a sing-along too. Catch the noise from Tinseltown, it don't get better at the What Do You Say Cafe. Oh mama, smile for me. Herbally speaking, baby, you're my cup of tea. All my friends are underground, yeah, they're all playing at the What Do You Say Cafe. But they're the best friends all around, hear what I'm saying. They play the What Do You Say Cafe. Oh fellas, let it be. We are just the fungus on the fudge anatomy. That doesn't work though. That do 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 do. at the What Do You Say Cafe. Do, 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 do. At the What Do You Say Cafe. Okay. All right. Got time for one more song here, and I'd like to do it. I've been talking about Norman a bit, and Norman punched through that veil that, you know, we're all just sitting there waiting for all of us, and I was sitting there crying about it, and he came to me in a vision, and he said, "I'm going back where I came from," and just like stopped me from crying, and this song was in my head. So thank you, Brother Norman. It's a sing-along song too. I'm going back where I come from, going back to the place where the people know my face. I'm going back where I come from. I'm going back where I come from. I won't even need a map. I'll hop into my mama's lap. I want it back where I come from. I'm going back where I come from. You're looking lonesome and sad. Now you know what you have had. I'm going back where I come from. I'm going back where I come from. Until all the children learn, if I can, I will return. I'm going back where I come from. Rock on. I'm going back where I come from. While my road dogs all play, I'm heading out this holy day. I'm going back where I come from. I'm going back where I come from. Thank you, everyone. My name's Martin Thomas, sometimes called Martin the Troubadour. And thank you, Walker, for having me out here. You've been a great audience. You really inspired me to play. I hope you had at least half as much fun as I had playing for you. At least that much.